at Grounds for Sculpture, which is one of the most beautiful places in the whole state of New Jersey. I'm not kidding. You come here for the day and you are not going to get over these art pieces that you see. You walk around and they just pop up. You turn a corner and there's another one and they're breathtaking. But get a load of this. This is a 26-foot sculpture. It's called Forever Maryland, and it was done by the founder of this art park, Seward Johnson. It is 26 feet high. It's unbelievable. I can't wait to show you everything else that you can find here at the park. It's going to be fantastic. There are 42 acres of sculptures here holding hundreds of pieces of art. Everything is designed to mix with the art, even the landscaping. This lily pond and bridge are inspired by the works of Impressionist Claude Monet. You walk across the bridge and you feel like you're walking through a masterpiece. During my visit, there was a special exhibit going on with the works of the park's founder, Seward Johnson. The best part about Grounds for Sculpture is you never know what you'll find just around the corner. Did you see us? Do you see how we fit into the art here? So, Kobe, this is unbelievable. What am I looking at?
So this is a piece by Seward Johnson. One of the things to know is that because so much of the work is sited outdoors, they have to use very special paints. They hand paint everything and they have to use very special paints so that it can withstand the elements.
And does this look exactly like the painting?
It is pretty darn close.
Okay.
Where the fun comes in, where
Right.
Mr. Johnson starts to have his fun, is everything that is outside the frame. This is from his series called Beyond the Frame.
Okay.
And so really what he's doing is playing with the areas outside of the painting that it's inspired by. If you look behind you, we have a diagram of what the original painting looks like.
Yeah.
It only goes to about here on the people in the painting. So anything that's sort of below this line, like this little footsie scene here, this is all his invention. He's sort of the master.
So she has taken her shoe off and she likes him.
That's
I didn't
what
even
it would
see that.
seem like.
Yeah. And what about this guy? He's going to be left out in the cold because he doesn't know and she's got something going on with this guy. There's things like that. As you walk around and you get really close, you see all of these little things that you wouldn't see when you just walk down the path and look, but you get to come up close.
Correct. And it's just meant to invoke a sense of joy and fun, playfulness, and whimsy. The reason this piece is called Were You Invited is because of this grouping of gentlemen here.
Yeah.
So here you actually have the artist Seward Johnson in his signature hat.
Gosh.
And he's here with a group of other artists who have work in the park. This is a gentleman named Philip Bruno, who's an art collector and
He's a
critic.
real-life person.
He's a real-life person that Seward used for this figure. He's brandishing his cane because he is saying, you guys have all the wine here. You've stolen it off of Renoir's table. You're not even invited here. And so it's just...
And Seward clearly isn't taking any of that. He's just kind of telling them, oh, be quiet.
Well, he's always having a good time.
The details are incredible. There's a ring that he's wearing that looks like a school ring that you could actually tell what it is.
It's all of those details that really make the works fantastic.
It really is. I mean, even look at his tie and the way he's loosened because he's having wine.
Right.
Having a party. All the women are over there at the Renoir painting.
It's true.
Yes.
It's true. Except for us.
That's right. Artists who exhibit at the park come from all over the world, and new pieces are added each year. The great thing about the park is how close you can get to the sculptures.
The majority of the works in the park have green plaques on their signs.
Yeah.
And those green plaques mean that you can touch the work with care and respect. It's different than your traditional museum setting. This piece here was a collaboration between an artist, Robert Good, and a musician, Daniel Cook. What's fun about it is kids of all ages, and grown-ups too, get to play music on it. Yeah, you can just hit any of these and they all make different sounds.
Wow. So it looks like a playground to me.
It's like a musical playground.
Yeah.
This is where we start our band, Marianne.
Yes, I'm ready. Oh, here you go. This is for you. You guys go.
They sound much better than we did.
Yes, they do. After happily handing over our instruments, Kobe and I continue our tour of these magnificent pieces. Everything in this park has been meticulously thought out. There are no accidents here, but there are plenty of surprises, including one of the most amazing pieces in the park.
Okay. Look at something like this.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
Oh my God, how tall is that?
That's about 26 feet tall.
Wow.
This is a work called Return Visit by Seward Johnson, who again is the founder of the park.
Okay, so who is Lincoln talking to?
Lincoln is talking to the modern man, hence those sneakers and his more contemporary dress.
Yeah.
He's showing him the Gettysburg Address.
Okay, that's what he's holding?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Wow. It's incredible how big it is. How do you get something this big here?
Well, they definitely come in sections. So a lot of
Yeah.
the work is done at our atelier, which is across the park. What they do there is the chasing, which is grinding down the metal, making the seams really beautiful. They do the painting there, and then it's brought out in sections here and assembled in the park. They put a caulk kind of beading around the seams. They touch that up so that you can't tell.
You can't see any
Exactly,
seams.
exactly. But to get something like this in here, which is so heavy,
Yeah.
it's many men,
Yeah.
many cranes. It's definitely quite an operation.
I could stare at this piece all day, but Kobe has to get back to work. There's still so much more incredible art for me to see, but first, there's a little spot where I can relax, sip some wine, and take in the beautiful view. Once I get back to my tour, I stumble upon one of their best-kept secrets.
So if you think of Grounds for Sculpture as a great big treasure hunt, this is one of the treasures that you'll find. Now, we can't show it all to you because it's kind of top secret. It's not on the map. When you get here, you'll get a map, of course, of all the different sculptures in the park, and this one isn't on it. You have to find it. It's all about that experience of walking around the park and just bumping into art. This is the big treasure here. I hope you find it when you come, and I'm going to give you a clue. Listen for the music when you're walking. Listen for the music, and when you hear it, head in that direction.
The hidden treasures just keep coming. You'll find them tucked into all the park's nooks and crannies. This one took my breath away.
One of the things that happens often here at Grounds for Sculpture is you'll be walking around and then something stops you in your tracks. And that's what happened here for me. This sculpture is called Family Secret. It's based on a very famous Renoir painting. That painting hung in my grandmother's house my whole childhood. So every time I went there, I would see this painting. And now that painting was passed on to me, and it's actually in my house. So I come to an art park for the day, and I stumble in living color a piece of my childhood. And that's exactly what the founders here wanted to happen. They want you to walk through the park and see something that makes this connection with you, so you then have a human connection with art. That's what this place is all about.
You'll even find art in the park's fine dining establishment, Rats, named after a character from The Wind in the Willows. But wherever you are, some pieces will have you looking twice.
One of the really cool things about the park is all throughout it, you'll see pieces like this. This is part of a collection called Celebrating the Familiar, and I guarantee you, you will walk by one and think it's a real person and you'll have to do a double take. But when you see them look up close, there are so many interesting details. Her pocketbook is here. Back here, she's got chalk and pencils. It's an incredible piece, and what's really cool, if you look at her sketch pad, the image that is on her sketch pad is actually the image that is right out here looking ahead. So it's like she's real, and there are many times when you think she's real, and that's all over the park. So when you see them, look up close.
As I continue to walk the grounds, I realize there's so much to see, and I'm running out of time because I'm off to meet Kobe for a well-deserved break. There's plenty of art to see indoors, even in the cafe, where they actually serve French crepes. This museum's cafe serves crepes with homemade whipped cream and fresh blueberries.
This was such a great day. I had so much fun. Thank you so much for taking me around.
It was my pleasure. I really enjoyed showing you around, and I'm excited to share these fresh-made crepes with you. Bon appetit.
Grounds for Sculpture depends on visitors to take advantage of their guided tours, meet the artist sessions and workshops. But most of all, you can spend the day losing yourself in this South Jersey art park.